world. Today here we are discussing about female reproductive system in human beings. Female reproductive system is generally consists of a pair of ovaries. That pair of ovaries are considered as the primary sex organs in females. Primary sex organs in females are a pair of ovaries. Along with that ovaries, female reproductive system also contains duct system, accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia are the organs. Accessory organs are secondary sex organs present in female reproductive system. Here we can observe ovaries are the primary sex organs that only produce ova, the female gametes. Remaining accessory ducts, accessory glands, external genitalia are considered as secondary sex organs or accessory organs in the female reproductive system which do not produce ova. Along with this, in female reproductive system, mammary glands also integrated for child care, for getting nourishment to their babies, to giving nourishment to their babies after birth. Mammary glands also integrated in case of human beings or mammals. So mammary glands also integrated in the female reproductive system. Let us see ovaries in female reproductive system first. Ovaries are the primary sex organs. Ovary is the primary sex organ in female reproductive system. It produces ova. Ova are produced from the ovaries. Along with that, we can observe female sex hormones. Ova produced from the ovaries. Along with that, female sex organs. That means ovaries as well as testes in male reproductive system. In addition to the formation of gametes, these gonads also act as a endocrine organs. That means which secretes hormones. Steroid hormones are secreted from the gonads, where in testis testosterone secreted. In case of here ovaries, estrogen and progesterone secreted from the ovaries. So ovaries produce ova and female sex hormones also. Female sex hormones estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen, which gives secondary sexual characters to the females. Progesterone, which helpful for the maintenance of endometrium for implantation or for pregnancy. We studied estrogen is considered as beauty hormone in females, which is helpful for the deposition of fat in the organs like thighs in females or buttocks or over the body. So estrogen secretes during adolescence in females and helpful for the giving beautiness by deposition of fat in the specific organs. Whereas progesterone, we studied that maintains endometrium for implantation and that is helpful for pregnancy. That's why progesterone is called as pregnancy hormone. Like that we discussed previously. Here, these are responsible for the development of secondary female sex characters, estrogen, progesterone. Human ovaries are small, almond-like, flattened bodies. We can observe on either side of the body cavity or pelvic region. We can observe a pair of ovaries like almond shaped flat bodies like this. So these ovaries are present in female reproductive system. You can observe the size of the ovaries, its length and internal structure. Size, each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeters in length. The length is about 2 to 4 centimeters and width is about 1.5 centimeters, whereas thickness of the ovary is about 1 centimeter. This ovaries on both sides are connected to the pelvic wall. The pelvic region, the ovaries are connected to the pelvic wall and also to the uterus by ovarian ligaments. Along with that, it also connected to abdominal wall by a fold of peritoneum called mesovarium. You can observe dorsal body wall contains a fold of peritoneum that connects ovaries to the body wall called mesovarium. So here the size 2 to 4 centimeters, length 1.5 centimeters, width and thickness is about 1 centimeter, connected to the pelvic wall by pelvic wall and uterus by ovarian ligaments. Next, location of this ovaries. See, ovaries are located near the kidneys and remains attached to the lower abdomen cavity, which attached to the abdominal cavity by a fold of peritoneum called mesovarium. You can observe in female reproductive system, these ovaries are present in the abdominal cavity, are connected to the pelvic wall. Here we can observe on either side ovaries, a pair of ovaries are present like this. This ovaries connected to the uterus, connected to the pelvic wall by ovarian ligaments like this, which also connected to the abdominal wall by a fold of peritoneum called mesomeria. These ovaries are present at one side, back side, that means located near the kidneys and attached to the lower abdominal cavity. So like we can observe its location. See here, these are ovaries. A pair of ovaries are present on both sides. Ovaries are connected to the abdominal wall by ovarian ligaments as well as fold of peritoneum or mesovery. So like we can observe ovaries on both sides. See this, the free surface of the ovaries are covered by germinal epithelium composed of single layer of cuboidal cells. When you see each ovary, its free surface externally, you can observe its free surface, that free surface covered by cuboidal germinal epithelium. Like this we can observe germinal epithelium on the outer surface of the ovaries. Germinal epithelium is the specialized epithelium for the formation of oogonia. From this germinal epithelium, oogonia are formed. Like this we can observe cuboidal germinal epithelium. See, it is composed of single layer of cuboidal cells like this. This germinal epithelium forms oogonia in the fetus. Generally, in female reproductive system, in females, oogonia are formed in the fetal stage itself. That oogonia initiates meiosis in the fetal stage itself. So you can tell this cuboidal germinal epithelium forms oogonia. That oogonia undergoes meiosis and arrested at prophase 1. We call that primary oocytes, arrested follicles. Primary follicle contains primary oocyte. Like that, oogonia are found from this germinal epithelium. Inside, you can observe oogonia like this. Oogonia in the ovaries. Oogonial cells undergoes meiosis, forms primary follicles, develops into secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, Graafian follicle like that. So this germinal epithelium is continuous. The mesothelium lining called peritoneum. It continues with the mesothelium lining. That peritoneum we call mesovarium. So that fold of peritoneal tissue connects to the abdominal wall. That means outer surface of the germinal epithelium continues with mesothelium. And the epithelium encloses ovarian stroma. That means outer germinal epithelium that covers internal ovarian stroma. You can observe here, it is the outer germinal epithelium, internal ovarian stroma. It is called as internal ovarian stroma. It is stroma, ovarian stroma. So this ovarian stroma outer ovarian stroma and the inner ovarian stroma. So outer layer or outer zone of the ovarian stroma is called as cortex. Cortex is the outer zone of the ovarian stroma, whereas inner ovarian stroma is called as medulla. You can observe inner medulla, outer cortex. Like this you can observe ovarian stroma. So here you can observe just below the germinal epithelium a connective tissue is present. That connective tissue is called as tunica albuginea. You can observe tunica albuginea present below the germinal epithelium. This tunica albuginea provides yellow color to the ovaries. Tunica albuginea is present. Like you can observe internal ovary germinal epithelium covers the ovarian stroma. The outer ovarian stroma is called as cortex, where the developing ovarian follicles are situated. Developing ovarian follicles are present in the cortex of the ovary, whereas medulla of the ovary through these blood vessels, nerves and some other enters into the inner medulla. So like you can observe inner medulla. It is made up of very less dense connective tissue. So many smooth muscles, elastic fibers and few nerves are present in the medulla, ovarian medulla. So many round bodies also present in the medulla, called ovarian follicles at different stages. Different stages of ovarian follicles you can observe in the medulla also, not only in the cortex. So like you can observe ovary, outer zone cortex, inner zone medulla. So just below the germinal epithelium you can observe tunica albuginea. Tunica albuginea provides grayish color to the ovaries. Provides grayish color to the ovaries. Like you can observe ovary internal structure. See here ovary outer germinal epithelium, outer germinal epithelium of the ovary. Just below the germinal epithelium you can observe tunica albuginea. Here blood vessels and some other nerves also enters into the ovary. Developing follicles, primordial follicles, primary follicle, secondary follicles, tertiary follicles, Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle contains secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte or ovum, which is released out during ovulation, and the remaining part convert into corpus luteum for secretions of hormone progesterone and estrogen. If fertilization not occurs, that degenerates into corpus albicans. Like this we can observe structure of ovary in female reproductive system. You can observe cortex contains numerous spherical or oval sac-like masses of cells known as ovarian follicles in the cortex. Medulla contains loose connective tissue elastic fibers, numerous blood vessels, some smooth muscles are present in the medulla of ovary. Here, ovarian follicles, when you take ovarian follicle, contains a large centrally placed ovum surrounded by several layers of granular cells. When we take ovarian follicle, this ovarian follicle in the ovary contains one ovarian follicle. When we take one ovarian follicle, this contains a large centrally placed ovum called this ovarian follicle, and centrally placed ovum is present like this. This ovum is surrounded by so many layers of granulosa cells. Granulosa cells are also nothing but ovarian follicles that provides nourishment to the developing ova. Like this, so many layers of granulosa cells like this. Layers of granulosa cells that lines the ova. Secondary oocyte recontact. So this is suspended in a small cavity. It also contains a cavity. This ovarian follicle also contains a cavity. This cavity is called antrum. Ovarian follicle contains a cavity called antrum. Like you can observe, cavity in the ovarian follicle or matured follicle. So antrum filled with a fluid called as liquor folliculi secreted from the granular cells. So liquor folliculi is present in the antrum. Antrum is filled with the liquor folliculi secreted from the granulosa cells of the ovarian follicle. So like we can observe, each ovarian follicle or matured follicle contains a centrally ovum or secondary oocyte that is surrounded by so many layers of granulosa cells, and you can observe that ovarian follicle externally covered by theca cells also. Theca externa, theca interna cells also you can observe. So like you can observe this ovarian follicle. So if that matured follicle or ovarian follicle which is present in the ovary, matured follicle present in the ovary, that matured follicle are ready to release secondary oocyte. That means that matured follicle is called as Graafian follicle. This Graafian follicle releases secondary oocyte or ovum at mid of menstrual cycle or 14th day of menstrual cycle. After releasing of that secondary oocyte, remaining part is converted into corpus luteum. So the ovum is shed off from the ovary by rupture of this follicle. Shedding of the ovum is called as ovulation. So when the ovum released out from the ovary is called as ovulation, occurs generally during middle of menstrual cycle, or you can observe in the 14th day of menstrual cycle. After extrusion of the ovum, the remains of Graafian follicle is called as corpus luteum. The remaining part is converted into a yellow body. It is a glandular tissue. We call it temporary endocrine gland. The temporary endocrine glands responsible for the secretions of progesterone and small amount of estrogen also. So remaining part convert into corpus luteum that we can see here. Secondary oocyte, the tertiary follicle also forms new membrane zona pellucida. That follicle bulges into surface of the ovaries such as follicles. Such a follicle called as mature follicle or Graafian follicle. So this matured follicle or Graafian follicle ruptures and releases secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte, when once releases, we call ovulation. After remaining part convert into corpus luteum. So this corpus luteum grow for a few days. If the womb is fertilized and the pregnancy that results, it continues to grow. That means corpus luteum after ovulation, it continues to grow when the released womb is fertilized with sperm. Generally, released womb collected by fimbria of fallopian tubes and reach it to the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tubes. Here, womb fertilized with the sperm. When the ovum fertilized with the sperm, this corpus luteum remains. Corpus luteum remains up to 3 months or 2 months till placenta is formed. If this released ovum is not fertilized, corpus luteum degenerates. That means corpus luteum maintains up to 14 days. After that degenerates into corpus albicans. So here you can observe, if ovum is not fertilized, corpus luteum persists only about 14 days, and during this period it secretes progesterone and a small amount of estrogen. So during 14 days only secretes progesterone and estrogen. After 14 days it degenerates into a white body called as corpus albicans. That corpus albicans is non-functional. That's why you do not secrete progesterone and estrogen. And again menstruation starts. So here you can observe at the end of its functional life, corpus luteum degenerates. When the fertilization not occurs, released ovum not fertilized with sperm, end of that functional life of the corpus luteum degenerates and convert into a mass of fibrous tissue called as corpus albicans. Corpus albicans do not secrete hormones. That's why that endometrium shedded off. Again new menstrual cycle start. Womb. Again one more ovarian follicle develops into Graafian follicle, releases one more ovum. So like it repeated if fertilization not occurs. Once fertilization occurs, that results in the pregnancy and stops menstruation, stops the development of ovarian follicles also. So like you can observe internal structure of ovary. See here, primary oocyte arrested in the first meiotic division or prophase 1 of meiosis 1. In the secondary follicle, it is secondary follicle. Secondary follicle contains primary oocyte arrested at prophase 1 of meiosis 1. When it enters into mature follicle or tertiary follicle into matured follicle or Graafian follicle, primary oocyte differentiated primary oocyte undergoes completes its first meiotic division and forms one polar body. That polar body remains in the subprimary, remains in the ova or secondary oocyte. So that polar body and a large secondary oocyte is formed. This secondary oocyte arrested. It also starts second meiotic division. Again arrested meiosis 2 or metaphase 2 of meiotic division. So like Graafian follicle contains secondary oocyte that arrested follicle released out during ovulation. So like we can observe secondary oocyte and Graafian follicle. See clearly Graafian follicle. Here you can observe it is the secondary oocyte or egg. Externally, which are covered by a non-cellular zona pellucida. Non-cellular, not a cellular zona. Non-cellular zona pellucida that covers the egg. Zona pellucida externally covered by again some granulosa cells called as corona radiata. The cells that covers the zona pellucida is called as corona radiata. So this all connected to the remaining granulosa cells by some granulosa cells and forms cumulus oophorus. Cumulus oophorus connects the secondary oocyte with the remaining granulosa cells. Cumulus oophorus. The space, the cavity, this cavity present in the matured follicular Graafian follicle is called as antrum. That antrum filled with a fluid called as liquor folliculi, follicular fluid or liquor folliculi. See, you can observe granulosa cells. These all are granulosa cells of the matured follicle. Like this, you can observe granulosa cells of the matured follicle that are covered by theca cells, theca cells, theca externa cells, theca interna cells and externa cells are present. Generally, we can tell theca interna cells believed to the secretions of estrogen hormone. Theca externa cells you can observe. So, like we can observe secondary oocyte in the Graafian follicle. Inside the Graafian follicle, we can observe the secondary oocyte. Okay, thank you.